Ah, the French champagne.
To bring back everything as Star Wars, George Lucas took Ben-Hur and he just broke it down and rearranged certain things to make the prequel trilogy. The sets, like visually, there's a ton of Ben-Hur in the prequels. There's also like friends like breaking down and hating each other, which we get at the end. There's the weird like love relationship between Judah and Esther, which has no basis in anything. Then he saw her and wanted her, and then they are together but kind of not.
He did the offensive Middle Eastern stereotypes.
Yep. I'm not saying it is the like these they are parallel, but I think I have a feeling this movie was very influential on a like 10-year-old George Lucas.
Yeah, you imagine it would be. And why of course, right? The setup, the design of the chariot race looks like the pod racing.
It's the pod racing. It absolutely is the pod racing. And you have young plucky
podcasting.
You have a young plucky rebellion that has no chance going up against the great evil empire.
Yeah.
Oh shit, you're blowing my mind right now, Sean.
Hey bud, that's what 2 theater degrees in nothingness will do you.
you can send donations to Sean's Patreon to pay off his theater education.
Yeah.
But I hear you. I actually, it really struck me how much it looked like the pod racing. Like, like a lot.
It's the same thematic thing. You have the various like competitors who aren't named that all end up in merry mishaps. Some of them die. Some of them just go voodoo. And
Guapalopando.
Yeah, and then you have your Anakin Sebulba or Judah Ben-Hur Masawa.
He just said a bunch of gibberish.
Yeah.
They are the same. Point proven. Well, any other thoughts about looks? Looks, or I'll stop tapping this. Any other looks before we mosey on? Lots of good things to say. I don't know. Yeah. All right. Well,
both movies are beautiful.
Yeah. Well, then let's push on and get into our third category. Sounds good.
Sean, more into like a vampire than a bear at this point.
It's evolving. It's a vampire. It's a vampire. Okay, Sean.
It's a vampire.
Yo, me? What about me?
You like music and sounds?
I do.
How'd you like the entr'acte?
I skipped it because I listened to the overture. Okay, so for the overture, I said, okay, I don't like this. I don't like them in theater. I can't stand when there's an overture for a musical or something like that. But I said, okay, so what is this thing's intention? And it is to set the tone for what you're about to see. Okay, great. And I did this thing where like I closed my eyes and I sat there and I tried to like just feel what the music was trying to convey, just try and place myself there. And then 3 minutes later, I realized I was scrolling Reddit and the overture was still going. I went, fuck, shit, oh no, I really got to do this. And I closed my eyes and I tried again, and 2 minutes went by and I was scrolling Reddit again. So I don't know. I hate overtures still is the end of that.
Yeah. It's beautiful music though. It's not
beautiful. The score is phenomenal.
Yeah, it shouldn't be in there as an overture, but the score is beautiful, I would say, in Ben-Hur. Undeniably.
Yep.
Now, if we place ourselves in a movie theater in 1959, are you as bothered? What?
I said, that's not though. But okay, sorry.
No, but like let's put ourselves in the audience experience of the time.
Right.
Are you as
my
bothered?
My Mormon wife have come to the theater for the first time, and we are what? I'm just placing myself in the 1959.
Perfect. I love it.
Okay.
So are you as bothered by the overture then?
In 1959, probably not, because that's the only thing I'm used to.
Or even a movie theater now. Let's do it now. Let's put
Yes,
in
I'm pissed off.
2020.
I don't give a shit. I paid my $39 to watch this in IMAX extra vibrate or whatever it's going to be, and like,
Oh my god!
I don't give a shit.
Imagine Ben-Hur in 4D. That would be just a chariot race. Everything else would be
You
awful.
can watch the 2016 Ben-Hur.
I think
Let's not do that.
I'm gonna have a maybe totally non-controversial opinion, but an opinion nonetheless. I think some movies could do with a fucking hot 2-minute overture before the movie,
Sure, I'll accept a 2-minute.
like something to amp you up and get ready, and then hard like boom, and then like into the first scene, and then
Is it
you're
just
in Edge of
dubstep?
Tomorrow. Sure, whatever.
Yeah.
Like that's what IMAX movies do. They like do a sound show with lasers. Some of them at least, right? They like amp you up. Like I think that could actually be a thing that could come back in an interesting way.
I mean,
but-
movie theaters are dead now, so
They are dead. The cinema
Yeah.
is over.
cinema's over. But also,
Hail
if
Disney.
it's 6 minutes, then you can sit down, drop your jacket, get a feel for the movie, get up, go get some popcorn, take a shit, come back,
Scroll Reddit.
scroll Reddit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All the while just kind of slowly percolating in the energy of the movie, and then you're ready.
No, you know what?
I'm all for it in
No,
a movie theater.
You know what lets
2
me
minutes.
percolate in the movie, in the energy of a movie, is the introduction of the movie. The first 10 minutes of a movie is where I percolate and I go, ooh, this is what this movie is.
But what if you get in the door of the movie theater, like right when the movie is starting, and you need a minute to like settle?
I don't do that.
This conversation is stupid.
I arrive 15 minutes before the film precisely, so I have time enough to buy my snacks, head to the bathroom, and
Take my
find my
shit.
seat.
What the fuck, Sean? Everyone knows you show up for a movie 5 minutes after it starts,
After it started.
and then you get there. You get your soda. You get your popcorn.
Get your ketchup.
Okay, get your ketchup, and then you find a seat really close because you got there too late, and then there's still 12 minutes.
Do you remember
before
that
the movie
time?
starts.
Do you remember
Okay?
that time we saw Interstellar at 3 feet from the IMAX
I
screen?
do, and Ted Poole almost threw up on himself because it was too close.
Love to Ted P, who
Teddy
we
P?
will keep anonymous for.
Shout out to Ted P. I said his name. I said his full
Yeah.
name. Everyone,
didn't.
everyone loves Teddy P.
Sorry,
all right?
Ted P.
No, yeah. What's someone gonna?
Can you bleep this out, Daniel?
Nope.
Ted Hanks. So look, whatever to the overture. The score is beautiful. Something I have to say about Ben-Hur. Part of me in the chariot race, right? As like the biggest moment in the movie. At first, I loved that there was no music to it, and then I kind of not even hated. I was just like, how did you put no music though? I thought music was going to kick in at the end of the race when it was like clearly just down to him and his rival. That the music was going to come in and drive us to the end, and then it just doesn't. And I was like, oh. Like, why wouldn't you do that? I don't know how that wasn't done.
I didn't miss it at all, actually.
Yeah, me
and I
neither.
I
think
missed it a
that was obviously an intentional choice to have the viewer have as much of like the authentic audience experience as possible, right? There is no music. It's the same reason why the chariot race is fucking 15 minutes long. It's because you're just watching the race for what it is, and the excitement comes from the race itself without any kind of added bells and whistles, which I fucking loved. I thought it was super effective.
Yeah.
So I
Just a
didn't
bit
think it needed
at the
music.
end. I just wanted to just a bit at the end. I liked it for the whole thing. I just thought it was funny that there wasn't anything just to drive it to the end. Like
What I would have accepted was like a sharp electric guitar or like synth sting, just as Marcellus gets
Zimmer.
run over by the
Yeah.
horses.
the Thelma
But
and
that's it.
Louise.
Should I find a YouTube clip of the 2016 chariot race? I'm sure it's probably got heavy metal or something over it.
Oh hell yes, please do that.
I'm not
I
going to
was
do that.
that was the only thing that I was curious about the remake. Was how they did the chariot race.
Right.
Yeah, it's all
Even
CG.
though I know,
bet.
I'm sure it's a
Badly, I'm
CG
guessing.
fucking jerk fest.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't make it now. I just don't know how you would get by. I don't know if people can do that anymore.
Why would you make the story again?
Well, why? I mean, people still love Jesus.
Sure, but they love Charlton Heston in their favorite Jesus story. They don't love
Channing Tatum.
They don't love Channing Tatum as Judah Ben-Hur or whatever pasty white man they found for Ben-Hur in 2016.
Tater tots.
Now, would you have the same opinion if Seth Rogen was the lead?
You just want
I
to watch a
would.
Seth Rogen movie, Dan?
Line up to pay $39 for IMAX Extra Vibrate to watch Seth Rogen as Judah Ben-Hur.
That would be fucking
At least they
awesome.
got a Judah play him.
The Citizen Kane of the week is